Okay, cool. So, hey everybody, this is CAPI release team sync, just part of the CNCF. So we follow their code of conduct, which is essentially, treat people with respect and be kind to others in the meeting. So, cool. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Prakat's not going to make it this week, so I'm going to be just walking through what we have set up for today. And obviously, if you have anything to add to the agenda, feel free to throw it on there now, and I'll drop the link in the chat too in case people need it. Cool. So I guess I can just start with what Furkat has lined up here and kind of just go from there. So I guess just so everybody's on the same page for next week, we're going to be releasing v1.6 beta 1 on Tuesday. I imagine the time is going to be the same time we did it, the last three releases. And then this is a note from Furkat, which is, watching the CI and making sure there's no blockers for the upcoming beta release. Do you have any, I know Nawaz, there was maybe one, I was following one thread in CAPI about potential blockers for this next release. Do you have anything to add or things that we should be, oh, you're adding it right now.
Yeah, I can also speak about it. So it is cluster class related flake we are seeing on the CI, and it's been flaky quite consistently now. So we have marked it as a release blocking for now. Let's see if it doesn't stabilize or if we cannot figure out the root cause, then it will be a release blocking issue. But for now, it's still triaging.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thanks for flagging that. And then there's a note here for the comms team, or I guess anyone who wants to do it. I won't be able to make the meeting for directly following this one. I have a conflict, but comms team, are you comfortable announcing the new releases from yesterday in the office hours? Or I guess anybody on this call want to throw a note on for the regular office hours to announce the release?
Yeah, I already announced like the releases for in the Slack and email, but oh, is this just for like the office hours for coming up? Yeah, I can announce that.
Awesome. Thanks, William.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we have a question from Furkat, which is, what's the status on communicating the beta release to providers? I'm not sure if that's for, I guess that would be, does that fall under comms responsibilities?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. So we have a release, we have a tool to create issues on the provider repos, which the comms team could utilize to create issues on the provider repos, but I'm not sure how far it is.
Yeah. Willie, do you get a chance to look into that? I know we talked about it yesterday, but we're also talking about a million other things. So.
Yeah, sorry, I was adding the thing to the agenda. I missed it. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so we're talking about it, when we create a better release, we create issues on each provider repo, so they know that their version is available. They can start consuming, so they have their own release very much ready after we do each minor release. And that's part of the comms responsibility. The comms team responsibility now was created a tool that automates all this process. You just put the input and creates all the issues. And we talk about, when we were talking yesterday about the release announcements, I mentioned it, and I think you said that you were going to look into it. So I was just asking if you had a chance or no.
I haven't gotten around to it yesterday, but I'll do it today.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, Noah's threw a link in there too for referencing that. Okay. And then Nawaz, we already covered your potential release blocker down at the end. So I guess we're just at the improvement tasks. I don't know if anyone has any questions or has any needs any input for any of these things. I think that's pretty, open-ended at this point. So it's a good time to just say if you have any, requirements or anything related to the improvement tasks. I think now's a good time to speak up. Cool. I have just a quick one. I opened an issue for one of the comms team tests for documentation on how to consume the beta and release candidate releases. So I think I tagged you in that, Guillermo, whenever you have a chance. Just kind of want to get a better understanding of what the requirements are and kind of where the gaps have been in the past. But yeah, nothing else from my side on that one. All right, cool. So Willie, I'm just going to mark you down for that for the beta release thing as you're looking into it.
Yeah, sounds good.
And cool. Guillermo's adding something now, so I'll just hold off for a sec.
Am I next? Sorry, I thought that I still have some time.
No, no worries. No worries. Take your time.
I mean, if I'm next, I can just talk about it. But if not, I can wait.
Yeah, go for it. We're at the end. We've gone through everything else.
Okay, cool. So nothing to do in this meeting, but I just wanted to let everyone know, since you're probably going to need to review this code. I've been working for the last few days on a refactor for the release note tool. Right now, the comms team is very aware of this. It has a slight limitation, which is you need to check out the branch from which you are generating the tools, which means that there is, a bunch of like back and forth when you're generating the notes for multiple releases. You need to make sure that you have pulled the latest changes, and if not, your notes are not going to be accurate. So there is, although it's great that we have this tool and automates most of the process, it has its own gotchas, and there's still, a lot of room for human mistakes. So what I've been doing is trying to refactor it to, instead of relying on your local Git to read the commits, etc., it will just use the GitHub APIs. Now that comes with its own set of trade-offs, right? Like you're relying on that API to always return you the most updated information, etc. But given that this is not something that needs to work in real time, and that we usually are analyzing, or that we're usually try to get the PRs that have already been merged like minutes or hours ago, shouldn't be a big issue. So yeah, I'm trying to put that up as soon as I have it semi-ready, and I will appreciate if you guys can chime in, whether it's like the code structure. To be honest, I went a little bit overboard with the refactor just because the code had grown a lot, so it was difficult to add this capability. So I ended up first restructuring the code and then adding it, which means that it made my job easier, but it's probably going to make your job as reviewers more difficult because the changes are just, bigger. So yeah, just take a look at the PR when I have it, and if it's too big and you guys want me to split it into two or something like that, I can definitely do it.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. So that's the last item for today. So does anybody have anything else they want to talk about or anything they want to add on last minute here? All right, cool. I guess we can call it 15 minutes early. Thanks everybody. See you soon.
Thank you, everyone.